Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, and we'll get started on our next multiplayer matchup. We're doing a 2,000 point Cathedral Conqueror map. I am playing as the Adepta Sororitas, and we're going against the Tyranids. It's a 2,000 point matchup, like I said. 80 point target with an 8-turn limit. So we'll see what this map has to offer and how the Conqueror objective is set up here. These are all the new custom maps, so if you're unsure how to get these maps, go ahead and take a look at my video that shows about how to download them off of the new mod pack. And we'll try to do a full infantry army here. And if you're enjoying these videos, please give my channel a like and subscribe to encourage me to post more content for you. So we've got our forces set up here. I'm going to try to split it up into two forces. I like having the hospital be our HQ commanders because they're easier to keep alive. But I got 2 Sister Superiors, 2 Hospitals, 4 Sacred Saints, 2 Seraphim with Inferno Pistols, 4 Sister Serpentia, 2 Penitent Engines for their flamers, and then 2 Rhinos to try to load guys up. So hopefully I can get in and get some kills. Now if he has swarm tactics, this force is probably going to suck because it's going to have trouble killing non-powerful units, but we'll see what we can do here. Try to get these guys moved out. My hope is that the Sacred Saints are going to be able to tank things to let me hold the sites here. I'm a little worried that I should have gone with more of these Seraphim with this map, because I think with the way it's set up, it would be much more prudent to do a lot of hit and run tactics. And I see that this gate over here only has a single spot to move through, so that's kind of a little unfortunate. So there's definitely some choke points here. Watch me. And it's kind of the standard Conqueror setup with a single area in the middle. So kind of just moving our forces forward some more, try to get some line of sight, try to hide behind some of these buildings to allow them to hopefully not get taken out from range, because I'm not quite sure what he's going to have for forces here.
I am the vanguard of the faith. The Emperor's light burns bright.
It's like, well, maybe we should move this guy up, so if he moves guys around here, at least we can flame.
My faith is strong.
Bring the Sister Superior up so she can use her buffs the following turn.
So it shall be.
I defy their existence.
It's like, well, maybe we'll just move him over one. Then I can flame into all this stuff, and then I can even get some attacks onto the point if he's moving over there. Bring these guys up. And it's like part of me wants to just start throwing down some smoke, because most of my forces are melee. So I end up running these ladies up this way. And I see he's got some exocrine, and he's got an excellent setup there with them being able to shoot onto my forces. He's got a Tyranid effect, so that's unfortunate because I didn't see that, so now that's 100% going to kill those Sacred Saints. He's going with the Thornback, so I just got to be careful about his charge attacks so he doesn't get to charge all my guys and do a bunch of damage in there.
What is your will?
But my hope is that in exchange for him coming down to kill those guys, that hopefully I can then run around and kill them. And I'm hoping that by giving these guys the buffs here, they should be able to survive an acid attack and allow me to keep getting these points here. It's like I don't really want to bring her all the way up there because she'll just get sprayed. So we'll just kind of keep the hospitals back here into the smoke.
Yes.
can stop me.
Bring the Seraphim up here.
No room for doubt. Forward vector covered.
Then we've got our other
Rhino
transport vehicle. So I wasn't sure which area, if he was going to commit to kind of fighting me on this left side, or if he would be coming from the right as well and split his forces. So I brought that Rhino over to that side to allow me to kind of deploy on either way, either side, depending on what he ends up coming for. And I was a little worried he might be able to snipe me, so I bring the hospital down here to hide behind the Rhino. And just set up some overwatch here. And then I'm worried he's going to do a charge attack through my guys, so it's like, well, let's just pull you back one. And then I'll move you up one. So that way, even if he does the attack, you should be
Our
safe.
shield shall protect the
Oh,
worthy.
actually, I used the shield ability. Couldn't remember. Alright, so he's using the charge attacks with his extra crins, and he nailed that attack. And he nailed that attack as well, so that's unfortunate. So now he just took out 2 of my tanks here. That is like the worst bolter in the game. Alright, so yep, he just killed 2 of those. So that's a pretty major loss for us. And he is breaking everybody off to this left side. He's got another Tyranid. You definitely want to bring those against the Adepta Sororitas. They're just so powerful. And then he's going with the Hive Tyrant, it looks
Prepare
like.
yourself, sisters. The heretics scout us.
It's now 5 to 5. Definitely in his favor. So now it's like he's far enough away that I don't want to charge everybody up into there because they'll just kill everybody. So I think we'll probably just end up staying back. So I'm just trying to figure out who I want to kill. It's like I really got to take out these Tyranid because they are going to mess me up. So I'm trying to run my Rhino around to soak up as much overwatches as we can. And I buff up the Seraphim here with the hope of running in there. To be able to shoot these guys.
Yes.
Because I should be able to get double attacks, and by double attacking, I should pretty much be able to kill one of these Tyranid with these Inferno pistols. Assuming we don't get killed by all this overwatch. Well, that's already not working out well for us. So it's like, alright, well, let's bring you over too. Alright, so we're doing 60. I think in retrospect what I should have done is used my Sister Superior to get some bonus damage going too. Because all those attacks with some bonus damage would have then killed this guy. But it's like I've got to take him out now because he's got his zone of control. He's got freaking 1 health left, so I'm like, oh god. Alright. It's like, I think if I just bring her over here.
With haste.
I should be able to get the kill. And so he's down. And now I just need to pull my Seraphim back. because I can't have them acid spray them or else they're definitely going to die. It's like they've got 4 movement with a range of 2, so I'm just trying to figure out where I want to position these guys. So I just bring them back here.
Immediately.
Yeah, just kind of counting spaces here. Bring those guys back.
No room for doubt.
And then he does still have the thorn back there too. Now I also got to be careful with these freaking Celestians, or not Celestians, these Sacred Saints there, because I need them to. The whole point of bringing them is to be able to tank things, and right now they haven't tanked anything. They've just been getting nuked by the exocrines left and right. So that's definitely not working out well for us.
I seek his light.
And it's like, it looks like he's just going to be committing to this left side here to fight over the points.
I will not fail. I defy their existence.
And if that's the case, then I should probably shift my guys over to the left side too.
We seek his enemies.
And it's like I'm just trying to position them in a way where they won't get sprayed with the acid, and they also won't get charged by the thornback. And it's like, well, I guess we should, if we're going to be back here, we should probably pop some smoke to try to protect our guys from range, because he still does have that exocrine. And then my thought was, well, we can keep these, keep the Penitent engine there, so hopefully he'll charge it with everybody else, and then everybody can get in there and get some kills. And it'll, hopefully, if he survives, allow us to then flank attack some of these thornbacks. I'm like, well, if I keep 2 here, then I should stop him from getting the 15 points. So it's like, we'll just set up the flames. And that should hold the front line enough for us. And then if we can keep the 2 there, then the statue in the way will give us some zone of control. Now, unfortunately, the exocrines are getting some good shots. Thornback didn't really do much there. The exocrines are still fighting. He's doing his charge attack. He flamed and did 40. Penitent engine is down. We kind of expected that was going to happen. So the part I wasn't expecting, though, is when he came in there, now it's contested, the statue goes away, so that just got rid of his cover. So now this guy's stuck in the middle of nowhere. Taking all this damage. He's starting to throw the guys down for the Termagants. Healing that guy because he'll know I want to kill him. He's bringing these guys all up to start throwing more mass effect here to hold these things down. And ironically, by him moving his forces onto the area here, it brought the statue back up, and so it's actually giving me cover and decreasing his accuracy. And now he's starting to shift the exocrines over so they can keep shooting into me. So he's slightly ahead of me now.
Who needs my aid?
It's like, well, let's just kill you. And I would like to be able to kill this Thornback. So I think these 2 guys should be able to do that. If not, it should be very close. And that should open up some positioning for me.
The skies are our domain.
Now I was just trying to figure out how do I want to move our guys to be able to buff everything. Because I'm trying to use my Sister Superior to do that. So I bring these guys over here. And I do that.
I am the vanguard of the
And
faith.
it's like, well, let's shoot into here. As expected, that significantly increased their damage. So now we've taken out the Thorn back. Now, I hate when this game does this, but it like glitches out where the turn. So I thought I was going to have to be able to take out 2 of those Tormagons, but he actually moved them. So it's like, alright, I guess we're going to just sit back here, and you're going to flame there. So we've opened up this spot now.
Watch me.
Air support.
But it's like, I definitely need to keep these Celestians alive, because they are doing a lot of heavy lifting. It's like I can move these guys here, and then that should allow me to start getting a bunch of attacks on his other units. I can bring them up to attack him if I need to. So I bring the Rhino up here, unload my Repentia here,
Whichever he favors.
and we attack.
See the deed we do in your name.
That almost killed them. It's like I could put you here. Could also put somebody in the back there and attack the Thornback.
In penance, we seek redemption.
So I think that with a rear attack, that's pretty much kill it. And it does.
Affirmative.
Now, unfortunately, the other guy still has a zone of control, but we're not too shocked by that.
Where to next?
And I really need to get up here and kill this acid spray guy, or else I am in major trouble. So it's like, am I going to risk the suppression? And I said, screw it. So we get up there. And now that should allow me to get in here to get some kills. I could potentially bring her up further to do a little more damage. Not sure that was even worth it, to be honest.
My faith is strong. Into battle!
But it's like, well, we'll try to just keep the rhinos here. And hopefully we can do enough damage to kill some of these guys.
Lives are the Emperor's to spend.
Now, unfortunately, he's going to have a lot of different abilities to be able to kill my units here.
Who needs my aid?
So I bring these ladies up this way. It's like I just cannot get these Sanker Saints in a good position here. So I thought, well, if I run up to here, I could probably shoot the Termagants. But then he's going to have free range on everything else. I'd like to just have some bodies over here to hold the front line. It's like I'd also like to keep this Penitent Engine alive because he can do good melee damage and he can also
I am the vanguard of the faith.
do good flame attacks to help clear out all those Termagants, because I'm definitely having some difficulties killing them. It's like I'd also really like to take out those guys so he's not summoning more of them on me and healing everybody. 'Cause he's probably getting significant
In penance, we seek redemption.
command points at this point in time too, so I'm worried he's going to be using his venom cannons to strafe me. So I thought, well, there's a good chance he's going to come and use his abilities to attack me.
Transport awaiting command. Conviction is the greatest armor.
And so I'm worried about getting strafed across here.
Our lives are the Emperor's to spend. The Emperor's light burns bright.
So I'm just trying to decide what I want to do, and I'm like, well, maybe if between the shield and everything else, these guys would be able to tank the exocrines. So I'm like, if I really gotta just lock these guys down, because if I can lock them down, then I should be able to survive if this happens, because then he's going to be forced to spend all of his points to kill my Repentia, and then hopefully everybody else can run in here and then be buffed up like crazy the following turn. This is kind of my thought process here. I think in retrospect it would have made more sense to do these attacks and then had the increased movement, because it would have stuck around for another turn. But I wasn't sure if he had like a zone of control or not here, because I'm like, I'd kind of like to be up a little bit to start attacking this other guy, but I'm not sure if it is. And if you kind of look real closely at the corner there, you can see that he does in fact have a zone of control. So it's like, okay, I guess I just gotta get a kill going here to do as much as I can since I deployed you.
In penance, we seek redemption.
Another thing I could have done in retrospect here is just waited a turn. And then I could have used the hospitals to give these guys more damage.
Our lives are the Emperor's to spend.
Because they would have been able to do multiple attacks. But so I think there was multiple things that probably could have gone better here. It's like, well, let's just go ahead and shoot into this guy.
In every shadow I find heresy.
And then I just pull him back to try to keep him safe. And I'm worried that he's going to try to snipe my commander there, so I pull her back.
Who tests my conviction?
Because I need those action points. That's the only thing that's going to potentially keep me alive here, but I think this is going to be absolute disaster this following turn here.
No room for doubt.
I need the Seraphim to survive. So I bring the Celestians up here, again, just trying to body block to protect my more important units here. Because it's like if I can kill the Hive Tyrant, the Exocrines themselves I'm not too worried about. Now he just buffed his units, I think is what that was. And unfortunately he just freaking nuked my guys, so I was not expecting him to hit that attack. And then he nuked my other guys there, so I'm like, oh my god, this is a disaster. He uses the Scream there, so that just totally messed those Repentia down. And now the Termagants will be able to get some major kills here, in addition to the Tyranids. So it's like, oh man, this is an absolute disaster. And interestingly, he does actually a surprising amount of damage here. So what he's trying to do is blow up my Rhino, so when it explodes it does damage to all these Repentia around him, so he gets some more AoE attacks. So it was actually a very smart idea. He finally missed an attack there. But his Tyranid boys there must have, with their bonus attack, did the damage here, and then he killed those two Repentia. So that was a huge turn for him. So now we're tied, but I'm rapidly becoming ineffective, unfortunately. So I'm like, shit, I was not expecting that to happen. So that was a very masterful play by our opponent here. So now I'm like, shit. Okay, so I pretty much got one turn to turn this around. So I've got to maximize as much as I can. So it's like I can increase the damage of everybody. But I think what I'm going to need instead is the movement. Because I already have armor piercing, and then if I use the singles action point, I think that'll help me. Now, I think in retrospect, I probably, when I move this rhino, I think I should have moved it forward, because what I do is end up pulling it back here, and
With haste.
that gives them a free rear attack, and so I'm buffing the accuracy, the damage, and the movement. So now I have all these extra movement points. So it's like, alright, well, let's pull you back. And so again, free rear attack, so that's 150 damage. So that was unfortunate, but the whole reason I'm doing that is I want to bring these guys up here, increase their momentum gains and their damage further, so I can flame through the warriors, because 2 flame attacks should be enough to kill him. So he's now got the bonus attack. They're down. You did another 36.
I am the Imperium's shield. The Emperor's light burns bright.
And now I'm trying to debate how I want to do this other stuff here.
Yes.
It's like I need to get rear attacks. So it's like, okay, I can't quite get around there, but if I come from the other way, I should be able to. So it's like, yeah, I think I should be able to just, by all these attacks, run up here and just start chainsawing this lady down, this guy down. So it's like there's 86. 93. And then I should be able to move you over 1. And then I bring these guys up this way and start smacking them down again. So that's 85. And freaking 85. So it's like, damn it. I'm short. So it's like I can attack here, but I'd kind of like to charge, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to charge. So it's like, alright, well, let's just do this and attack, get that heal going. It's like I can kill here. So that gave me 30. You know, those guys are still alive here. So it's like if I use their flying ability, I should be able to run up here and get some rear attacks. So it's like, maybe if I run up this way, and then fly corner-wise, I can get the kill here. So I shoot. And I'm short, so I'm like, damn it. But now we're almost killed them, so it's like, alright, maybe I can use them as just a zone of control to keep guys in position. Again, I need to keep my penitent engine alive to keep doing a bunch of damage here. So I pull those guys back. I want to be able to kill some of these termagants here, because they're going to be able to shoot down my Seraphim potentially. But unfortunately, because the bolter on this thing sucks so damn bad, it barely does any damage despite all those buffs. It's like I want to keep them back. So pretty much the whole thing is I just need to lock guys down here, because if I can lock them down,
We seek his enemies.
I can stop them from coming and attacking me. So I'm like, well, let's just lock him down here, because that'll lock those guys into melee. He shouldn't be able to nuke those guys. Hopefully this will be enough to keep my, you know, sisters superior alive. I'm worried if I keep them back too far, then he's going to be able to just shoot them with the exocrines and then snipe them with the Hive Tyrant, which I don't want to happen, obviously. But it's like, if I can just keep them alive, I should be able to start buffing all these extra AP here. I'll keep these guys behind. And then if I can lock the Hive Tyrant into a space, then even if he does his 2 attacks by themselves, they shouldn't be able to get kills. Unless the exocrine also gets some attack, but I'm hoping that they won't have the accuracy to do that. So it's like, do I keep them back here or do I advance them further? And ultimately it's like, well, I think if I just come up here, if they attack you like head on, then you should get some counter attack there and maybe even get the kill. So it's like, alright, I got 3 units here to hold a zone of control. So he's pulling the exocrine back. He should be out of range, so it shouldn't be great chances to hit. He uses a special attack, and he frickin' lands the attack. So I'm like, shit. So alright, that just blew up in my face. And now that guy has his bonus attack here, because he could surge. I do have the zone of control there. But he's getting the attacks. The exocrine there does the attack, at least it doesn't land. You get your 2 attacks there, but it's not enough to hold the zone of control because there's only 2 of you attacking. So now he's going to charge attack here. And that's pretty catastrophic for us. So now he's probably going to kill my sister superior, which I totally need her to survive. And so now she's dead, and he now has enough momentum to attack again. So he prudently throws down the spore mines. So now he's totally blocked my abilities here. So it's like, shit. What am I going to end up doing? So it's like, I need to kill some of these guys. It's like I've got all these command points, but not a whole lot that I can do about it right now. So it's like, well, if I shoot here, you should be able to kill that spore mine. And then I could potentially run up with my penitent engine to kill a couple more guys. Because really at this point in time, I need to kill as much as I can, or else these spore mines are just going to kill me the following turn. So it's like, let's flame through here. Hopefully that'll get the HP low enough that you can now get the kill. So I attack here, because that should be a 100% chance to kill, unless I graze the attack. She hits it. And she got the 30% bonus damage and the AP back. So it's like, I can't move her though, until these spore mines are down. So I attack here. That's down. I can run her down here, surge, and then I can kill this spore mine. That's down. And now, it's like, what can I do to try to kill this Hive Tyrant? Because if I can kill the Hive Tyrant, I might be able to salvage this, but very unlikely. So it's like, alright, if I move you down here, and then I start running these other guys around, I think I can buff them enough.
With haste.
So let's get you your action point.
With haste.
And I pull you back. So now you've got 3 action points with 30% attack damage. So that's 77. 75. I need better rolls than this. 76. So I think with those rolls, that's not going to be sufficient. because I only have one more attack
Who needs
left.
my aid?
Rhino ready. Into battle!
So what I was hoping to do here is to just pull these guys back to try to protect this penitent engine
Watch me.
from getting attacked.
With haste.
And then I was pulling these guys back to
With haste.
keep buffing. So I bring you there. You've got another attack. Freaking 67. So it's like all those bad rolls, it wasn't enough to get the kill. So it's like, well, we're not going to be able to make it then.
Yes.
So it's like, well, let's just get the heal going here. And then maybe I can keep you
Air support.
back far enough that I can use you also to get a zone of
Try and
control.
stop me. No room for doubt.
So I put her there.
In every shadow I find heresy.
And so I'm like, well, hopefully I can just lock this Hive Tyrant down. If some miracle happens that the Sister Superior survives, then I should be able to kill the Hive Tyrant the following turn. And if the Penitent Engine survives, then I can flame the rest of these other guys and use that to kill. So unfortunately, he landed the attack there, so that did quite a bit of damage. Now what you'll do is bring these guys down here to start sniping my guys down, so that got rid of that zone of control. That Sister Superior is now down enough, so it's like, well, maybe you won't hit your attack, but he does.
Your duty is complete.
So that one is now dead. And so he'll be able to come around the back here and attack my Penitent Engine with a perfect rear attack, and he'll be dead. He now has enough momentum that he should be able to attack again, which he does, and smacks my hospital. And I no longer have anything that can allow me to win this because I don't have anything that can do any damage there.
Targets moving outside our
So those
range.
Exocrines definitely screwed me, but it was a fun match here. But he's got enough that he can easily win this match because there's no way I can win now because I just can't do enough damage. So I'm like, well, maybe with the bonus attacks and the armor piercing, I can maybe do something. So it's like, let's just run over here and shoot him in the back, see if it does anything, but it's not going to.
Festering soul will burn.
Yeah, so there's just nothing that does any damage here.
Rhino ready. Destroy the
So I'll
rebel
scream
sector.
into the void here and just do some damage,
Yes.
kill as much as I can here. But with that, I am going to end up conceding here because there's, like I said, no way that I can really win this anymore. So excellent job done by our opponent. He played very well, so those Exocrines totally messed me up. He pretty much landed every one of those special attacks, even when they were kind of close up, and so he just was able to nuke all those Celestian Sancrosanes. You know, maybe had I had done more of the Seraphim with the Inferno pistols, I would have been able to do more damage and got more kills, because I definitely didn't get my points worth out of those Sancrosanes. I'm not even sure they really did much for attacks. I mean, I think they killed some guys that had like 5 health or something, but really those Exocrines just nuked them every turn. So I guess it's good to know that even if you give them the extra health with the Sister Superior bonuses and have them block up, they can still get one-shotted by the Exocrine. Well, that's not true. There were a few models that were still alive, but they were so weak after they got nuked that any other unit could just run in there and kill them. So that was definitely a little disappointing there. Had I done a better job about locking down those Exocrines and not just letting them stack up all those shots, I could have done something about it. But again, he did very well. And as you see, those Tyrannofexes are very good at countering the sisters, because they can use that acid spray, which will just about one-shot most infantry units that are getting killed, and then they can gather up a ton of momentum, especially when you're buffing up those momentum gains with your other units there, and even if you use the momentum gain ability with the Hype Tyrant there, things just get out of control. Like, you can get major momentum gains, as you saw that he did very well here by stacking everything up and then getting tons and tons of attacks. And then he was able to just take out all of those Sister Repentia. You know, I was hoping he was going to waste more attacks trying to kill him, but then he was able to get enough damage to that Rhino that he was able to do some pretty significant damage to it and then get it to explode, and that killed those two models. Now, it would have only done, you know, 60-some damage, but again, 60-some damage with how close this match was could have been a big game changer. You know, I had, unfortunately, several real bad rolls for my damage. You know, there's a couple of heroic things. If I had used maybe the Sister Superior abilities a little bit better to buff up that momentum damage a little, or not momentum damage, the melee and range damage a little bit, I would have maybe been able to get some additional attacks on some of his units to allow me to get better kills. But unfortunately, that's just not how it worked out, and so I had lower end rolls on most of those damage attacks. And then, you know, I think had I had another Seraphim here, kept buffing him a little bit better, I could have done a lot better. But again, I didn't know what he's going to have for force selection, so his Exocrines worked out great. You know, who's to say if I had all those Seraphim here that he wouldn't have been able to land those attacks on the Seraphim as well as he did with the Synchro Saints there. So a little bit unfortunate, but, you know, nice play there. I didn't have enough to really take care of those Termagants. You know, I had the Pendant Engines, but once they were taken out, I didn't really have good forces to be able to kill the Termagants. So I think, you know, had I maybe done some Sisters of Battle or something in there, that I could have thrown some grenades, and that could have helped shoot through those guys, because as you can see, the Termagants definitely are very easily able to shoot down the Sister Superior and the Hospitallers. And so once you start stacking up those kind of buffs, then unfortunately they can get a lot of damage. But I think it also got to see some good examples of how you can stack up the Hospitallers' abilities here. And if you're lucky enough to trigger the blessings on the Sister Superior, you get, you know, the AP refunded, and you get a 30% damage buff. And as you saw, that definitely worked out in our favor. And but you never know, you know, of that 25-30% chance, are you gonna get that? Now, it does tend to trigger fairly often, so perhaps had I been using those abilities a little more ahead of time, that would have worked out in our favor. And I think I definitely could have used that ability to give the momentum gains and the bonus HP a little bit better. But again, I was thinking, oh, the Synchro Saints with all their armor and their HP and stuff, they're going to be able to tank things a little bit better than they were, and so I gave it to them. And then unfortunately, units that could have used that to get an additional attack, I didn't have it available because I had given it to other units, so that's a little unfortunate. Again, I still think the Rhino needs to have that bolter buffed. It just doesn't do any damage. Even being fully kitted out with increased accuracy, increased damage, it just can't do enough to really get enough kills to make it a difference. I don't think it needs to be buffed nearly as much as, say, like the Warbiker, but the way it is now, it just can't do anything. So even if it was just slight buff to damage so it could at least kill some of the lightest tier units, it seems very strange that, you know, a vehicle with a heavy bolter like that can't even kill more than 2 Hormagaunts when you're shooting into it. It needs to get buffed up. I mean, I understand it's got this healing ability. The main thing to use it for is to transport your guys to get rapid attacks, and also to get the you know, smoke screen and stuff, because that's definitely a huge buff, especially if you're doing like range blobs. But it just doesn't quite feel like it's quite there, especially with how things are set up. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.